From Studio 2 in the Center for Innovation in Media, this is The Bridge.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Emily Kinzer.
And I'm Chris Davis. Welcome to The Bridge. This is an effort of a cross-platform class in the College of Mass Communication at Middle Tennessee State University.
That's right, Chris. Students from the School of Journalism and Electronic Media Communication Department have created this project. Our crew of students aims to focus on multimedia journalism on a cross-platform scale.
Now, we've got a lot of great stories to get to, but to start off the broadcast, we want to tell you about some new information we've just learned regarding the Holly Bobo case that has recently been released.
Returned indictments against 39-year-old Jason Wayne Autry.
On Tuesday, the TBI announced charges against Jason Wayne Autry. Autry is charged with especially aggravated kidnapping and first-degree murder. He was arraigned today in the Decatur County District Court. TBI officials say more arrests are expected.
We believe that there are individuals out there that have information, possible involvement, and I think this sends a clear message to them that they should be expecting a knock at their door pretty soon.
Now, this case is one that still continues to define a small Tennessee town. It broke their hearts, tested their community. It was an abduction of their sister, their daughter, friend, and even in some cases, a stranger named Holly Bobo.
Holly went missing April 13th.
It was a case that made national headlines.
Police in Tennessee say they are expanding their search for missing nursing student Holly Bobo.
TBI continues to investigate areas in Decatur County.
Holly Bobo was last spotted Wednesday morning.
Holly's face displayed across the country as people watched to hear the story of a young nursing student taken from her own backyard.
I was out there shortly, within 2 hours of everything, because we were in class when we learned. We weren't but about 10 minutes into class when we were getting the notice that EMS had been notified.
The last person to see her own brother, as she walked into the woods with a man he thought to be her boyfriend.
If he thought his sister was in danger, I'm pretty sure he would have done everything he could have. He thought it was the boyfriend, and a lot of people have criticized him over that.
Police started their investigation with few leads.
When she was first abducted, there were thousands of people showing up to search, and everybody pulled together and kind of worked as one, with a common goal.
And 1 year passed, and then 2, still with no answers. The case might have gone cold, but the community didn't.
Well, it doesn't let a case fall by the wayside, I guess. It keeps it active, keeps it on people's minds. We don't want the justice system to lose sight.
Whether they knew Holly.
Holly was one of my best friends in high school and college.
Or not.
As far as I actually knowing, the Bobos, I don't, but they need the help, they need the support, so that's what we do. We all pull together, we support. We're all close-knit, we all have a heart.
They all joined together for one common goal.
We're still praying that they'll find her and bring her back home if she is still out there.
Everyone doing their part to find Holly.
Searching, trying to get information. Karen's been out with multiple friends and family trying to get flyers put out to try and bring Holly home.
I've been searching for Holly for 3 years.
There's always been pink bows here because we all had that hope for Holly to come home.
Good afternoon.
And then finally, 3 years later, the day they all prayed for.
Decatur County Grand Jury handed down indictment of especially aggravated kidnapping and first-degree felony murder on Zachary Rye Adams.
But weren't ready to hear.
Right now, it's just heartbreak. It's just not the way we hoped it would turn out. It's just not.
Another devastation, another sock in the stomach, another letdown.
It's a truly sad day in Decatur County because this didn't just affect one family, it affects 2.
Well, of course, there's disappointment, because everybody wanted Holly to come back safe and sound, and, we realize now that that's not going to happen.
And they do have some very difficult days ahead of them. but we just want them to know that we're right there with them.
And then, instead of accepting defeat, the mission of the community changed.
They're making, this is a time of readjustment for them.
From Bring Holly Home.
We're going to get justice.
Justice.
I just pray that justice is served.
To justice for Holly. Coming up a little bit later in the broadcast, the story of Holly Bobo is far from over. With charges finally filed in her case, we'll show you how the community is continuing to fight for Holly.
Still to come on The Bridge, part 2 of the Holly Bobo story, how a small-knit community is fighting to defend the girl that they lost.
But first, it could soon be easier to charge people for cyberbullying. We'll show you the progress that bill is making coming up next. As the use of technology and social media grows, so is the outbreak of bullying and cyberbullying.
That's right, Chris, and the effects are more serious than you may think. People right here in Middle Tennessee are working to change these daunting statistics.
Learn to live life outside of the box, people, while you are young, because you're going in one when you die.
These strong words echoed in Laverne Middle School's auditorium during a recent anti-bullying rally.
We actually traveled throughout the U.S. putting on anti-bullying rally tours, which teach kids the importance of not bullying, why bullying isn't cool, what to do if you are being bullied, and how to effectively tell someone.
Tiffany Love is trying to prevent kids from becoming another suicide statistic.
Rutherford County was ranked number 3 in the Tennessee school systems of bullying statistics. So what we've done is with our pledge cards, we make those children sign those pledge cards, we report into them, we talk to their teachers, we talk to their families, and then they let us know what's going on with the bullying situation at school, and that's how we number our statistics.
I, Emily Kinzer, promise not to bully, be an onlooker in a bullying situation, or engage in bullying of any kind. These pledges at the anti-bullying rally are just one of many actions being done to stop bullying. For Tiffany, it's personal. She was bullied, then became a bully herself. Growing up in a violent home made her want to fight, but not anymore. Now she wants to help.
We also teach about the acronym BULLY, which stands for Because You Lack Love Yourself, and we actually bring out a casket on stage to teach children that their words can actually put someone in that casket.
She sees cyberbullying as a big problem.
Anytime that you can hide behind, internet and not reveal who you are, you can get away with things that most people would not be brave enough to do in person.
But she's not the only one who's working for change.
There is nothing that we can do right now in Tennessee to stop somebody from assaulting you. They can bully, they can create lies, they can say anything they want, and there's no repercussions for it.
Tennessee State Representative Jeremy Faison has proposed a bill in the House that he hopes will help stop cyberbullying.
If it falls under cyberbullying, you can petition the local sheriff, and the sheriff can say, hey, we want to see the ISP server for this. I think people would be like, well, all of a sudden my name might be open.
It's easy for the bullies to get away with cyberbullying.
Say no. Unless there's a court order, you can't get the ISP server number.
Faison is trying to protect the people he serves.
I have constituents at home who have been assaulted, basically, on the internet.
He thinks your name should be attached to everything you say on the internet.
Now, I'm all about freedom of speech. I will fight and die for the First Amendment. But the First Amendment implies that you have your name behind what you said. You ought to have your name behind it. If you want to say that, fine. This is America. We believe in freedom of speech. But man up. Put your name that you're the one who said it.
He's hopeful this bill will promote change.
I really feel like a lot of it will go away. If they realize that you're just saying something and you can be found out immediately what you're saying.
But the World Wide Web isn't all bad. Surf around and you can find dedicated people working to stop this problem.
We're helping educate parents on what to look for, the tips to give the parents advice that maybe they can recognize when their kids are being bullied.
Joe Yeager is the founder of the Parents Guide to Social Media on Facebook. He also runs the Anti-Bullying Mom website. This website is helping parents who have kids using social media.
We gave them some tips to look for, things like, are your kids not using the computer as much as they used to? Do they close the computer or switch an application off when mom or dad walk by? Behavior that's out of the ordinary, because that's often a sign that they're being bullied and they're afraid.
Yeager got involved 2 years ago when his daughter came across questionable material online while searching for a popular kids' book series. This was really scary for the 6-year-old and also for her dad. That's when he knew he had to do something to protect her.
Be proactive with your kids. Talk to them in advance, online, offline. If you see something that they're doing, talk to them about it.
He recommends that parents get involved in what their kids are doing online. Others in the fight agree.
Getting people to accept that there's a problem that's big enough in America right now that we need as a society to stop and look at it, that's a tough sell.
Definitely it's a problem.
It's a big problem, and we got to keep looking for solutions.
Rutherford County Sheriff Markel Drain sees it far too often.
Cyberbullying is the worst for bullying, because most kids who are cyberbullied, the biggest thing that affect them is the embarrassment, because it's different if you bully a kid in front of 1 or 2 students or maybe a crowd. But once you do it on Facebook, Instagram, everybody sees it. Their friends see it and their friends see it. So it's the embarrassment that everybody knows about it. So that's what causes kids to go into depression and eventually be suicidal.
But the bullies themselves can't be forgotten. Social media guru Dana Boyd recently spoke at MTSU and says they may also be the victims.
One of the things people don't realize often is that those who perpetrate bullies, are often themselves suffering abuse, dealing with sexuality issues, dealing with mental health struggles, trying to figure out their own place in things, and they're lashing out. So when we go and punish them, it just further reinforces their feeling that they don't belong, and it makes everything worse.
Boyd has advice for everyone using social media.
Listen, be respectful, be tolerant of differences, and take a moment to realize that the world is bigger than just your friend group.
Anyone can be a victim of cyberbullying, even in the comfort of your own room. If you have or know of someone who's been cyberbullied, let them know they're not alone and that they should seek help. Make a pledge not to be a bully.
This is an environment where you can connect to people from around the world. Appreciate that.
Great story, Emily. Really pressing issue nowadays. Now, I think it really shows that this is a bigger problem than what many people may expect.
That's exactly right, Chris, and really no one is above to being victim to being cyberbullied. It can happen to anyone at any age.
Now, Emily, is with the internet evolving, is it any easier to prosecute these crimes?
It's really hard to prosecute people for cyberbullying, and as Representative Faison said, right now there's nothing being done in Tennessee to stop this. So with his bill, he's hoping that IP addresses will be released, and with that happening, it would stop cyberbullying because they'll be found out who's doing it really quickly.
What's the time frame look like for Representative Faison's bill?
Well, he said there's probably not going to be done anything with it this year, but he's hoping to keep working on this and to keep raising awareness about it, and hopefully in the next year that something will be done about it.
Well, great work once again, Emily. It's definitely an issue that won't be going anywhere.
That's exactly right.
Well, after the break, friends, families, and even strangers remember Holly and talk about how hard her disappearance has been.
That's exactly right. Plus the battle in the courtroom, how they're fighting for justice. Stay tuned because that's coming up next, only on The Bridge.